I've just started the recording, so as you can see up here, we've got a little monitor. That's the camera, you can wave hello. My name is Tash. We're going to go on the 25-minute Bay of Islands flight. Now guys, if you want to talk, feel free to. Just have to sometimes hold the microphone really close there because it does bounce away. And if you can hear yourself, then we can all hear you. Now we are going to film most of the flight outside, but for now as we take off, we will keep it on the inside. Yeah, there is. Just, yeah. Do you want me to give it to you now, or are you worried? No? Okay, yeah, that's alright. You just have to, yeah, let's try now. Say something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's nice and clear. So if you guys want to talk, yeah, just do that. Yeah, we've got a northerly breeze, so it might be a little bit bumpy just because it's blowing over the hills in the distance. But I'll try and make it as smooth as we can. Lots of eagles around. Like 2 of them up there. So as we're coming over the coastline here, guys, we're actually splitting the apostles into 2 groups. You'll see there's 2 on our right and 5 on our left. Now we'll come back this way, so we'll see them again. But when we come back, they'll all be in a nice neat row. Beautiful day. Nice smooth water. So the last apostle is technically the big one up ahead here, which has the grass on top. So after that one, they will all be behind us. You can see the little group of 3 there. The 2 shorter ones are called the twin sisters. And at the back of them is Salt and Pepper Shaker. Behind that one, it's a bit hard to see, but it's really close to the cliffs there. The long skinny one called Razorback Ridge. Might have to hold that mic there.
Which one's right?
That skinny one just down there. And the big green island out in front of us here is called Muttonbird Island, and that one's named after the thousands of birds that migrate there all the way from Alaska. So they usually come here in our summertime, and they're mostly seen after sunset. Just down here, this corner is Broken Head. You can see it's got like a little tiny rock pool at the front of it. And then the little triangle-shaped rock here is called the Baker's Oven. Now that one gets its name because that small hole in the bottom there kind of resembles a little pizza oven. I think it looks like a slice of cheesecake though. You can see there's lots of little drives or driveways, I don't know what you call them. They come off of Great Ocean Road and you can go down them, but they haven't got any signs or anything. But pretty much anything south of the highway is public access, so you can go down them like this car has. And then out in front of us is the tallest rock in the Port Campbell National Park. It's called Sentinel Rock, and that one's 200 feet high. So that's like a 20-story building. You can see it's almost level with the cliff that it's next to there. So it's kind of hard to get a grasp on how big some of the features are, but whenever you see a car on Great Ocean Road, they're a good tool to use as a size comparison. But I can't really see it yet. So this little town that we can start to see houses of is Port Campbell. Have you guys been through there yet? It's a beautiful place. There's probably about 500 people that live in that little town. And you can see Old Great Ocean Road. It looks like there's a car about to drive down it now. It's just right next to the cliffs there out to the point. That one used to be the main highway. But now it's just a dead-end road. So the only reason why they stopped that one from being a through road is just because you can see all the erosions really close to the cliff there. So it's crumbling at about 2 to 5 centimetres per year all the way along the coastline here. They estimate, obviously, that's not a, a factual number. And just down below us here, they call this 2 Mile Bay. And this is... What's that?
Tax or anything like they do in San Francisco and stuff.
What do they do?
You know, in San Francisco, there's like a tax because the water's coming in.
Ah.
Or they're sinking or something. Like,
Yeah,
do we have anything like that for erosion in Australia?
Not that I know of.
No, me neither.
Yeah, I actually don't know. I mean, I know there's patches where they've moved the road back, like, obviously, every so often. Like, this corner of the cliff up here, you can't really see the Great Ocean Road, but that's already moved back about 10, maybe 20 years ago, sometime between then. So yeah, they just regularly shuffle things around, I suppose. Which is kind of weird, because you'd think they'd have a long-term plan for it. So that little hole in the rock just down there, that one is the arch. And as we come around the corner here, London Bridge will be just where that big loop car park is. But you can't quite see it yet until we go past it. It actually kind of looks like a love heart-shaped island from up in the air. But London Bridge actually wasn't always an island. It used to be connected. There was 2 archways, but the second archway fell down back in 1990. Just down there you can see there's a set of stairs carved into the rock. Pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
So this one's London Bridge just here, the island. It's got that lovely big beach out the front as well, which is a shame you can't access that one. Maybe if you jumped off the cliff you could get down there, but it'd be hard to get back up. Now this one here is the grotto, but it's really tricky to see the grotto. You might be able to see the stairs, and out the front of it there is a bright blue rock pool. But it is a big sinkhole, so it's much better if you actually walk down into it. And now this little town out in front of us is a lot smaller than Port Campbell. It's called Peterborough. There's probably only about 200 people that live here. You can see it's got this really nice, beautiful long beach. And a lake in there which is called Curdy's Inlet. And that's actually a popular spot for freshwater fishing. They even have a little golf course just at the edge of town here. So I reckon sometime later today when it gets up to, I think we're expecting 24 degrees today, this beach will probably get quite busy.
The water's still cold though, I would imagine.
I think the water's on average about like 13 degrees. I think that's pretty cold. There's lots of little private beaches down here as well, which most of them you can access, but there's a few that might be a bit hard to get to. But it's nice because if you walk down them, you sometimes find you're the only people down there. Like your own little private beach. Just down in front of us there, that little tip on the edge of the land there is called Hallidale Point. That one's got a few walking tracks around it. Now this big bay here with the little islands is called the Bay of Martyrs, and then up ahead there the bigger islands are the Bay of Islands. So it's once said that thousands of years ago the land used to come all the way out to the last island there, and that over obviously many, many years, it's just slowly eroded away. And you'll notice the rocks here are a bit different in colour compared to the Apostles. They are a much softer limestone, whereas back at the Apostles they're a more solid, harder sandstone. You can actually see a recent bit of erosion as we come up to the bend in the road there. It's just on the edge of the cliff, and there's a big white wall of sand that's recently crumbled away. It's probably only in the last 2 or 3 months that happened.
Oh, yeah?
So it's probably lucky that you can't get down to that beach, otherwise there may well have been people down there. And quite often we do see lots of little boats and jet skis and such down here, but I don't know why they're not today, because it is a pretty nice day. At the back of the Bay of Islands, it's a bit hard to see just yet, but as we come around I'll point it out again. There's the steepest boat ramp in the Southern Hemisphere. It's at the back of that little beach there, and it's got a set of concrete stairs next to it. That's how bad it is. Yeah, quite beautiful down here. People often ask how deep is the water, and like obviously it varies a lot, but it must be quite deep, because just down here to our left we've seen whales swimming, and they're pretty close to the shore as well. So they're obviously not worried about getting beached or anything like that. So we'll do a nice big left-hand turn, and then we'll come around and see everything out the other side. And I'll pop us on the inside camera as we do the turn. Little swamp down there.
The swamp, baby.
Yeah.
They drain the swamp.
So down at the Bay of Islands here, this is also the point where Great Ocean Road stops being coastal and it goes inland up to a town called Warrnambool. So it dips in and out of the coast a fair bit, especially around up to the Cape Otway Lighthouse, but then I think it goes back out on the water near Apollo Bay. Have you guys come from Melbourne today or from this direction?
We've actually been on the road for a few days. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah, we've been out to
Port Fairy.
and
beautiful.
yeah, we're on our way back now.
Oh, yeah.
Harry Potter on the weekend.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, Port Fairy's beautiful. So yeah, if you come down here in the car, there's lots of places to drop off, pretty much between Port Campbell and up to the Bay of Islands here. Just depends how much walking you can be bothered to do.
Yes.
Yeah, we got quite sunburned the other day.
Oh no.
We kept we'd go, hey, what about in here? And we'd go in, there'd be a walking track, and we'd go off down one walking track, and we go, well, what about down there? And so we just ended up walking for hours and got sunburned.
Yeah. Yeah, I was still a bit burnt from my weekend. I was walking down around here and lose track of time, I guess. That's down there, the people on the beach, that's called Worm Bay. And that's, I don't know why, but that's a really popular swimming spot down there. Be nice, safe water.
So you live down here?
Yeah, I live at Warrnambool. Some of the pilots will live in the town of Port Campbell up ahead, and then the other half of us live where I live. But yeah, it takes about an hour to get to work every day, so it's a nice little scenic drive. So this big reef in the water here, this is actually from an old shipwreck. Obviously you can't tell it's a boat now, because it ran aground back in, I think, 1858. But supposedly people scuba dive that one.
The Lord Ark? The Lord...
No, that one was, that's called the Schomburg, and Lockhart Gorge is, Lockhart Shipwreck is where the Lockhart Gorge is. And it's actually, I don't know if this is factual or not, but it's 30 metres under the water near the head of Martin Bird Island, so I'll point it out as we come back up to it. But yeah, that's, again, another popular scuba diving site. Which you wouldn't think scuba diving would be too popular here, because the water is usually a lot rougher than this.
Oh, move today.
Yeah. We're back at London Bridge again, just out the front of the beach here. And because we're a bit further out, you might be able to see the arch that's still there under the island. And sometimes, even on days where the water is a lot more gentler than today, which is hard to believe, I've seen jet skis, they'll do little loops under the arch there.
Oh, wow.
Which is quite cool. But you can see it still gets some fairly big waves crashing onto it. So apart from Bell's Beach down in Torquay, I think this stretch here is probably the next most popular surfing break along the coast. So sometimes they can get up to 6 metre waves down there. But I don't think I've ever seen one that big. But yeah, usually there are quite a few surfers down and up to Port Campbell and down here. So the beach down at Port Campbell gets pretty popular as well on a hot day. Already looks like there's a couple people down there.
Yeah, there was quite a few people there yesterday.
Was it pretty hot yesterday?
Oh, it was cold.
Cold?
But people were swimming.
Oh, okay.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's weird.
Kids don't care if it's cold anyway.
Oh yeah, of course they don't.
We were drinking beers down last night.
Oh yeah. On the beach?
We didn't actually take any beers to the beach, but we were around at the there's like a craft beer place or something just around the corner there, like a hostel.
Yeah.
We've got some beers in. So.
Yeah, it's a good place that. They do pizza and stuff too.
Yep.
That's the big helicopter just down on the left there.
Moonin.
And the little horseshoe-shaped inlet there with the road at the top, that's called Sparks Gully Lookout. And believe it or not, you can actually walk all the way out to that narrow ledge there, like right to the tip, which is crazy. I don't think it's fenced or anything either.
Starting to see like the apostles all lined up there.
Yeah. There's one little ball one that's always hard to see until we come up next to it. But how many do you think there are?
Well, someone said on Facebook there's only 8.
There's only 7.
Yes.
But there used to be 8, yeah.
Used to be 8, yeah.
But some people say why they're called 12 then, but I don't think there was ever actually 12. I think there was only ever 8. So coming back around past Martin Bird Island, that's the big squiggly one there. It kind of looks like a seahorse or a question mark from this angle.
Yeah.
But at the head of the seahorse is that shipwreck that's really far under the water there, so there's no way you'd be able to see it. But we'll zoom past and you'll be able to see the beach up the back there. That one's really pretty if you walk down to it. So the apostles technically start from that big one, which has the grass on top. They go all the way down to the ridgeline, which is the lookout. So the two that are on the other side aren't technically counted as apostles, and neither are the ones down to our left here, just because you can't see them from the viewing platform. So some people think that these flat ones in the water here used to be part of the 12, but I'm actually not too sure if they were ever rocks. But you can see number 8, that one fell down 15 years ago, back in 2005, and it's that couple of pile of rocks in the water there. So it was kind of a round, rocky shaped one, that one. As we cross over the coast here, we're passing over the Gibson Steps. You can see there's a few people down the beach here as well. And it looks like it's kind of high tide, but usually when the tide's a bit lower, you can actually walk up to be out the front of the two rocks down there, which is quite cool. There you go, get that beautiful shot. How you going? Didn't feel too nauseous, I hope?
No.
Oh, that's good.
Last year we were in the Galapagos and the 3-hour boat ride.
Oh, that
We
would have been
didn't
hard.
make it. It was very, very rough that day.
I probably wouldn't have liked that either, to be honest. Yeah, boats feel a little bit different to helicopters, I guess. I don't know, you can make the helicopter feel more stable, whereas the boat, you just can't control it.
I've been on a couple of helicopter rides, and this was very smooth.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Were you in bigger ones before?
Yeah, this is the smallest one.
Ah, yeah, because usually the smaller ones feel the bumps a little bit more, so that's also quite impressive, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
There we go, can wave goodbye to the camera. Thanks guys, hope you enjoyed. And this gentleman will help you out, so you can pop your headsets on the